In a world of writers, actors, and actresses, you dare to harder.
1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The old dark dog awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms, bum bum. Mommy made me mash my M&Ms, bum bum.
You dare to write harder. You need a break to express your talent.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
A break to change your life. An individual to help you be seen and heard. You've earned your big break.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hello to the end of week 3 at the Big Break. Thanks for joining us. Man, this was an exciting week. We appreciate you all being here. Obviously, the first big thing is, please, everybody welcome. We have the amazing Jennifer Field with us. We are really lucky to have her here. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining us on week 3. We're really excited to have you here.
Thank you. This is so cool. I mean, Shakespeare Week, I'm totally honored. This was very, very good week to be joining for sure.
And, obviously with us again is we have Delaney Sabrina from our media team. Really absolute rock stars. So, the Big Break wants to give a big shout out to our media team for all the times we have these cool videos edited and put together and stuff. Incredible amount of work from just absolutely amazingly talented young people who, are basically professional video editors at this point and amazingly talented. So we're all grateful here to have them on our team. Really, they're the ones who make all this possible. I'm just the guy who just talks in front of the camera and is here. They're the workers. It's really, really awesome to have them. So, this week, obviously, we have a few things we're going to go over today. We have our top voted pick. We have Jennifer's pick. We have a couple new winners that are going to join our cast this week on the Big Break. But first, let's take a few minutes. It's awesome we have someone as talented and experienced as Jennifer with us to talk about the auditions and such. So, I guess Jennifer, let me turn it over for you for a minute here, and just maybe you want to give us what was your take this week? You went through a bunch of auditions for us, all of our top picks, and I know it was a really tough call. But why don't you tell us about just what your impressions were from all the auditions, and kind of what was your take from week 3?
I have to say I was surprised at sort of the talent, because I was thinking this is like your big break show. This is like a show for people that wonder if they would ever make it as an actor or have what it takes or, are interested in this. And everybody brought to the table off-book memorized monologues. They prepared them. They tried to find meaning behind that, old style bard text. It was really, really hard. I had to watch each of the audition tapes over like 3 times. And I kept taking notes through each one. And it was just really impressive how much work you all put in, because I know how hard it is to not only understand and read Shakespeare, but to perform it and to do a good job. performing it, especially knowing that this is for like a competition show and like your position in the show's on the line. So anyway, I had so much fun. I was really, really impressed. You guys did so great. So much natural talent and preparation that went in this week.
Yeah, we feel really lucky over here at our show, just because we get to see our vision for this show and what we believe is that there really is that much talent out there. We really believe that there's just a swarm of truly talented people, and our real hope is, as we've seen, it really shined this week. And our hope really is that we can be a platform to help these talented people get their break that they deserve. And let's see. Let me, instead of me just going off on that, Delaney. I know that you wanted to ask some things of Jennifer. So why don't the two of you chat for a sec?
First of all, hi. It's really cool to get to meet you.
Oh my God.
Incredibly talented. Hi. And then second of all, my question is, what did you think about when you first heard of this project, and what made you decide I want to be a part of this? Because what did you think of the project initially?
I was talking to Chessie about it. I anything Larry Riggins, I know he has multiple names, Lawrence, but anything he does, Lawrence, yeah, anything he does, I will have all ears open and eyes wide open to receive. So I trust him. He has a lot of experience. He's very, very, very easy to work with. He likes to connect to people. He makes you feel comfortable. He makes you feel safe. I worked with him as an actor only, but I auditioned for him for Hell Girl, which was originally Depraved, and then of course I worked on Jack's Mom, and now this. So as soon as he told me, I was like, okay, I know that this is going to be a quality project, and that he believes in it, and he's going to bring really great people to the table. So off the bat, that was, to be honest, the real answer. But I actually did audition for a show like this back in 2009, maybe 2010, and it was called Miracle Audition. It was in Korea. So I've actually always thought this was a cool idea. Why isn't there something like this, right? We got America's Got Talent, which is like a, motley crew of all kinds of things. You've got the dancing, you've got the singing. What about acting? So I love that. I mean, so I have personal experience in a way. Being on the other side.
I never knew that, and it was in Korea of all places.
It was in Korea. Wild. It was on SBS. It was on one of the big broadcasting networks. My audition was on my cousins and my aunts and stuff. Everybody saw it. So yeah, that's why I was intrigued by the big break.
That's really cool. Let's see, Sabrina, why don't you go ahead with your questions?
Hello. I think the coolest thing about your career is that you've had the chance to experience working in film, but also with Twitch. Do you find that there's a huge difference in variety between the two different types of platform? And do you have any advice for people trying to break out into the acting world, if there's a specific platform they should try other than the big break?
Right. Well, I think there is a new frontier going on with Twitch. And so the show that I'm on right now, Artificial, is the only narrative show on there. Hopefully there will be more. So they're sort of testing the waters, but I think all social media platforms and varying, media sort of houses are considering what can we make for content. So who knows, maybe they'll have a series on TikTok one day. I don't know. So I think that they're just looking for different ways to create stories. The great thing about Twitch, which you know about, which is what we're doing right now, is that it's live. Hello, and the chat, and that is just the coolest thing. And so that's why Artificial it could not be done on NBC or Netflix. It has to be done on Twitch, because it's kind of like Choose Your Own Adventure, right? Or Black Mirror Bandersnatch, where you decide, the audience decides things. Yeah, so they decide your dialogue, they decide whether a character gets killed off the show, they decide personality traits. It's what scene gets shown. We've shot scenes and rehearsed scenes too that never got shown.
Wow.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So, yeah, it's so it's different. I mean, one thing I have to say is, because it's web, you're working on a smaller screen. A lot of people watching on your laptop, your tablet, your phone, your computer screen. Yeah, there may be screen mirroring and airplaying it, but it's not like a giant, Christopher Nolan Tenet big IMAX screen. So you're working in a different format. So I think there's a little bit more room to sort of play, and it feels in that sense like theater too, because it is live, right? You can't miss your cues. It's live. So there's like a theater element in Twitch too, at least the way we're doing it, because it's live, and what you put out there is out there. It's printed, right? The choices you made in a play that night on stage are there. But these are being recorded, right? So, because it's Twitch. Anyway, it's just really, really fun. Yeah. So, but I had to consider that in my choices, is like, I'm working with a web sort of series as opposed to like a giant TV screen. My acting choices, I think, would be a little different if I was working on a big movie. Yeah. That's meant for theaters, I meant. Yeah.
It is cool that what's really cool is you mentioned is you're really, that it is really admirable, is that you guys are being real trailblazers in this. And what's really awesome is that what we could see is that the success of the show that you're doing is it's not just great for you guys, but at the same time, there's probably an entire new, like I know you said, there's probably an entire new genre that's going to come of this, of web-based live series on platforms like Twitch, which, every time something new like that comes out, it just expands the ability for art to really be created and seen from pretty much everybody. On our show, one of the things where we keep telling people is just, is listen, if you're not sure, audition. If you're not sure, just do it. Put yourself out there and try, and just keep going. And I think with a lot of people, my bet is there's probably a lot of people out there who have some really good ideas. And I think if there's a takeaway, we would just like to encourage people, hey, listen, if you've got the vision for a story you want to tell, then tell it. Take the time, it's all of this, all the craft. I mean, if these auditions, by the way, would probably show this more than any other week so far, is the sheer amount of work that something like this takes. You cannot just lightly read Shakespeare, and so too, your vision's going to take work, but as the success of Jennifer's show is showing, and the success of some of the people we've seen it's worth it. But this week we had a couple amazing auditions, and we have, of course, our top voted pick, and of course we have Jennifer's pick. And so the first one we'd like to go over this week is the public had their voice, and there was a lot of votes out there, this week. Hundreds and hundreds of you went online and voted for your favorite audition this week. And I know everyone's waiting to see the results. So, without further ado, join us as we watch our this week's top voted pick receive her congratulatory call. Hi, Cecilia. This is Andy. So Cecilia, to really simply put, we have been reviewing the auditions, and as you know, we had a public vote going on, and the reason I'm calling you is because after tallying up all the votes, the truth is we all thought your audition was fabulous, but apparently the public thought even more of it than we did. We thought your audition was great, but everyone thought it was the best. And the reason I'm calling is because, Cecilia, as you probably saw in our little trailer, you've earned your big break. Wow. Congratulations. You were actually voted, you've been voted into the show. You are this week's winner.
Wow, thank you guys so much.
Oh, we're so excited for you. We loved your audition. You did a fabulous job, and apparently everybody thought you did a fabulous job because you were the public vote this week, and it actually wasn't close. You did great. So so congratulations. We're so excited for you.
Thank you guys so much.
We can't wait. It's gonna be a great show with you on board. We're gonna be in touch soon with some more details, okay?
Mami, gané. Gané.
Congratulations.
All right. Oh, let me tell you, those calls Those calls never get old. But as you've seen, we had the big break. We'd like to congratulate and welcome Week 3's top pick, Cecilia. Please come on out, Cecilia. Welcome, congratulations, congratulations. Welcome to the big break. Awesome having you here. Oh man. So that was a really fun call. Listen, congratulations. Your audition was absolutely fabulous. I guess really just start out by telling us what was your inspiration? What inspired you to put yourself out there to put that audition? Auditioning's hard. Let alone do auditioning online. What inspired you to put that audition out there? Why did you come to us and want to be on the big break?
I actually saw this post that said, if you risk nothing, then you risk everything. And that's what basically made me say, you know what, you got to do this. I was really scared. I was also like really shy. I'm like, am I really going to do this? I was super, super scared, but I just saw that post and that inspired me to go ahead and do it.
Oh man, that's awesome. And we're very grateful you did. We're very grateful you did. You did an amazing job. We're really excited moving forward with you. There's a lot of people out there who feel the same way, who are really nervous, who are really uncertain about just trying, and kind of like what you described. What would you like to say to that next person who is just on the border, who isn't sure if they want to, put themselves out there, who want to put an audition online and try? What would you like to say to them?
To just go for it, to never give up on their dreams, and the worst that someone could say is no, but at the end of the day you'll learn and you'll grow.
That's really true. It's really true. Well, let's see. Moving forward from here, we're going to continue to feature Cecilia in some of our videos. We're excited to work with her as we kind of move forward. But we're going to go on to our next pick. But before we do, Cecilia, one quick more question. Your audition specifically, just curious, what inspired you about doing that particular piece? Was there something about that the piece that you read that really spoke to you, and kind of what made you choose that one?
I don't know. I feel like in movies or in any show, the person that has like a dark character usually has the most fun. So I went ahead and chose that one. And also my drama teacher from high school, she encouraged me to have fun and to do that character.
It's really good. We actually had that actually mirrors so forever. Let's do a shout out here. This is not the first time on the big break we've actually heard that it was because of the encouraging word or the mentorship of a drama teacher that pushed someone to actually take on something. So I guess just from all of us at the big break to all the awesome drama teachers that truly care about their students and truly want to see them grow. We'd like to give you a big thank you, because as you've seen, every week someone is saying you're the reason, you're the one who pushed them, you're the one who inspired them and helped them. So thank you to all of you out there. You're making a huge difference and you're greatly appreciated for what you do. Well, let's see, we have one more introduction for us to do. Now before we go to this one, before we go to Jennifer's pick, Jennifer, do you want to talk for a moment about the audition that you saw? And I know this was a tough choice. I know this was hard. It was difficult, really hard for us to narrow down to a top pick. But why don't you talk about a couple of the top auditions that you saw this week, and maybe what stood out among for this last one that was ultimately your top pick?
Yes. Well, Cecilia, I have to say, your audition was probably the most thought out and most prepared. You sent in probably the best tape. So that one thing, I have to say, I just love it. And I loved your wardrobe and your hair. It was such a great tape. That is just a tape to go down in history. And I agree with Andy that was a really great role for you. This is an ambitious choice to pick to play Lady Macbeth. And I just thought I could totally see you rocking that role throughout your life. What I loved most about your audition is you really honored the text. As far as I saw, I thought you were letter perfect to the Bard's text, and you just hit the verse. You were accenting the words, and that's what I was also looking for this week, was this isn't just acting. but how can you act with Shakespeare, which means having some kind of semblance with what to do with that old school language, right?
For all those of you out there, by the way, who were on our top selection for the first time, you probably spoke to me on the phone, and when you heard me say this, if you heard me say this, I meant it. Is that do not give up, because I don't vote. I'm not the one who makes the pick, and so when I call, when you're on the top list and I call you, I don't know if you're going to win or not. Like, I call you before I've been told the selection, and so when I tell you, listen, don't give up, I meant it. I had my favorite. My wife had her favorite. The top picks, we loved them and such, and I really encourage for folks out there to not give up. And the reason being is really demonstrated by the fact that as I reveal her here, keep in mind, this was not this person's first time on our top selection. She actually has been on our top pick before, and she kept going. And we were thrilled that she did. And, well, you know what? Without further ado, let's go ahead and see our Jennifer's top pick for the week. Here we are. Hey, Regina, let's see. The reason I had a call was because we're actually reviewing the auditions for the top 10, and there was an issue actually that came up with yours. So here's the thing. As you know, we had Jennifer Field going over all of the auditions for us this week, and she was reviewing them, and I did have to make a call just to go over kind of what has occurred with yours. Hopefully this will just take a second, but here's the interesting thing. Jennifer was going over auditions, and well, when she saw yours, it stood out, and it actually stood out in a good way. So I'm actually calling you because of all the auditions we watched and then Jennifer saw, yours got picked out as her favorite. She texted me and said, without question, the number one was Regina. And I'm actually calling you to congratulate you because you've actually been selected this week.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you.
Oh man, we were so excited. Me and my wife especially, because we don't get to choose. We don't do the selections, and we absolutely loved yours. We were thrilled when yours got picked. You've done a fabulous job. I think this is the second time you've been in the top 10, and we're really happy that this worked out this time. So
thank you.
I guess as everybody sees it on the trailer, you've earned your big break.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Well, we can't wait. We can't wait to have you on the show. We're really excited for you. Congratulations from all of us. Going to be in touch with you shortly to go over all the cool stuff that's going to happen now. But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, so the big break for week 3, we'd like to welcome Regina. Welcome to the big break. Congratulations for our top pick. Yeah!
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
And we're kidding. This was not her first time on our top picks. And let's see. But let me turn this over really quick. I know that Delaney and Sabrina wanted to talk to you. So Delaney, why don't you go ahead real quick first? And
okay. Hi. I love your auditions so much. Like, you are so incredibly talented. I'm in charge of part of the social media team, and so I edit pretty much all of the TikToks and stuff, so I've cut down all of your videos and watched them and picked the best lines to showcase, and it's just really good. I just want to know, like, how did you find this? What inspired you to do it? And what inspired you to take part in this project?
So in regards to the big break, I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was really nice to have an opportunity for actors specifically to get to work on their craft. I also believe that there's a lot of amazingly talented actors out there who just want to do the work. So I was really excited about submitting for this. In fact, with Shakespeare, ironically, it's a little bit nerve-wracking for me myself. But as with Cecilia, I also had an amazing experience with a teacher where English is actually her second language, and she broke down how important language is when it comes to Shakespeare. So I try to work very, very hard at the actual language part, not just the words, not just definitions, but also the rhythm of the words and what is trying to be conveyed. And it's so much richness in all of the storytelling that is Shakespeare. So I just wanted to try it and have some fun with it as well.
I'm glad that you did. You're incredible.
Thank you.
Sabrina?
I love your audition so much. From week one, I put the compilation videos together for like top picks, and it's always such a joy to see like familiar faces while editing, especially those who are so talented. And I just wanted to ask you, what gave you the motivation to just keep pushing?
I was definitely nervous, definitely scared, and I'm not strong with my self-taping. However, I thought, you know what, just take a leap and try it. That's pretty much, I think, the foundation for a variety of artists. Is it's scary, but if it didn't scare you, it wouldn't be worth it once you accomplished it. So I thought, just take a leap, try it, and see what happens. And honestly, at least I'm getting to practice and work with the material. So
that's awesome. Let's see. From here, obviously, we're going to be seeing some more content that we're going to be working with both Cecilia and Regina as we move on. We're crazy excited to have them both included in the cast. Similar thing, Regina. I always like to ask this of all the winners. You've heard me ask pretty much everybody. Is there are a whole ton of people out there who they feel the same way. And this is a great point. Is guys, when you hear our winners describe that they were nervous, they were uncertain, and they still did it anyway. I'm hoping everyone out there who is on the edge is getting that. Is that that's all of us. That's it from them auditioning. That's it for us broadcasting. It's kind of universal. Don't let it stop you, because the next person who auditions is going to feel the same way. Please never let fear stop you from doing something that you want to do, that your heart tells you got to do. But Regina, what would you like to say to those folks? The folks who are on the edge, who are just nervous, who aren't certain if they should audition, or maybe they auditioned already and either didn't get picked or didn't get in the top 10. What would you like to say to them to get them to take that leap of faith and try?
I say, just remember why you wanted to do this in the first place. Go back to why you have this passion, and remember that this is fun, and nobody's here judging you. They just want you to have a good time. They're here to support you, and we are all here to support you as well, and you can do it. You're going to be amazing. Don't worry about it.
Oh man, everybody here at the Big Break, everybody watching, everybody behind that's watching your audition, guys, all of us are cheering you on. We can't wait to see what's next. And speaking of what's next, I think this is probably a good time, guys. So I know you all have been waiting to hear about next week. So next week we have a new format, as we do every week. So next week, your auditions, what we'd like to see from you is we'd like to see accents, caricatures, and impressions. So your slating is going to be slightly more specific this week. So when you audition on this upcoming week, which is open as of now and is going to be running until Tuesday night, we'll have auditions open until 10 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday. What we'd like you to do is, when you slate and tell us who you are and what you're doing, please do so in your natural tone, in your natural language, and then once you've slated, so we have a base, then give us an awesome character, an awesome accent in your monologue, and really display the different impressions you can do inside of your monologue this week. That's what we're looking for. On that note, Jennifer, let me go back to you for a second and just, what if there's some advice you can give some folks on on these auditions, on from what you've seen, and perhaps if you can on the idea of doing characters, the accents, the impressions, taking on something like that. What can what kind of advice can you give for folks who are practicing and trying to take that on this week?
Well, I know that some people are naturally more inclined and talented to take on accents and have an ear for it. So that is a specific sort of skill set that actors will have. It can be trained though, obviously. But I think whether you choose to take on a dialect or whether you choose to take on a very clear-cut sort of character, either or I think will be fun. Don't necessarily feel the pressure to do both. If you can do both in one, that's even more fun. But don't fear this week. Have fun with it, because not everybody is. This is an interesting week, because this is something. Well, hey, we did Shakespeare this week, and not everybody understands the importance of Shakespeare, which is to really understand what the text means and what the story is behind it, despite all that flowery language. So they were able to step up to the plate. So I guess I won't be surprised next week what happens. But I think it should be looked at as fun and go with something you're comfortable with and you've already maybe worked on. So I mean, man, this will be the most creative week probably.
Before we move on here, because we're going to be finishing up our show soon, before I move on, I do have a really exciting announcement for everyone. We've been having a lot of inquiries about the writing portion of our show. And with week 3 concluding, folks, we would like to make a somewhat surprise announcement. And writers, as you know, our show is going to be accepting writer play submissions, because as we are going to have Robert Miano, as we're going to have Kevin Brief, now Jennifer are going to be directing some of our winners in a handful of short plays. The question is, where are those plays coming from? And they're coming from you. So the Big Break would like to formally announce we are now accepting writing submissions for our plays. And the format is slightly different. We're not going to be giving you tasks each week. Rather, we are going to be collecting a grand total of 8 plays. Writers, we know what writers do. Writers write. And I know writers out there are going to have a lot of material ready to go. But I want to go over our parameters, because effectively we're going to accept writing submissions now, and we're going to stop taking writing submissions once we have our 8 selected plays. So please get them to us quickly. We expect to get a whole ton of them, and we're going to carefully go through them and make sure we have the right ones for our show. So quick parameters, and we'll have these posted online, but let me go over them with you now. So writers, your plays must be 10 to 15 minutes in length. They must have 1 to 4 characters. We'd like them to have some sort of holiday element, but you can have any genre. You can have any number of scenes and locations. Keep in mind this is a 10-15 minute one-act play. Writers, we need you to sign up at the bigbreak.tv website under the play submissions form. We cannot accept your play unless you've gone through the submissions form first. That's very important. We're going to ask you for the necessary information regarding your play, including a log line, in order for us to consider your play. You must also be following our Instagram account. If we like your log line, we're going to email you directly requesting your play to read. If we like your play, we will then be contacting you further. We're going to keep submissions open, like I said, until we found the 8 plays to fill out our show. So start submitting, fill out that form, get it to us right away, please, and we'll be contacting you shortly in order to get the full length of your play. Writers, you have a story to tell, and we want to create a platform for you to tell it. We believe in you. Please send us your plays. We're really excited to read them. All right. Look for details on our social media. Please follow us on Instagram, guys, and support us so that we can essentially help give all these aspiring actors and writers the break they really deserve. All right. But we're going to be closing up here. So in a moment, Jennifer, we really appreciate joining us this week. We're really excited, folks. We're going to over the coming days and weeks, we're going to see. Please check out our content on YouTube. We're going to see commentary clips as Jennifer is lending us graciously lending us some of our wisdom to our top picks, so that we can all grow essentially in the craft. But Jennifer, is there anything else, any kind of closing remarks and bits you'd like to encourage people with as we go into our next week?
Yes, for everyone watching, I just want to say check out the Kickstarter and just know that this project isn't going to get to have its full sort of circle that it's going for unless we crowdfund, raise some money. And so even a little bit, even like $5, $20 helps. I know most people that are watching are friends and family, right? So like supporters and colleagues of all the people that are submitting tapes and auditioning. So that is important. You're helping all of these guys and gals reach their dreams. And so like that English teacher, like your theater teacher in high school or college or community college class that told you that something and you're still remembering that little push, just that one little recognition or one little nudge sometimes is all it takes. And the journey is a long one. So the sooner you're able to sort of like take the leap, the more fun and fulfilling it'll be. Because you're just gonna feel, because if you're an artist, which all you are, you're just gonna feel like you're in the right groove. This is what I love. I love doing this. I'm pretty good at this too. And so it's just, an artist needs to do their art.
Thank you, Jennifer. There's a lot of, it really resonates. I guess in closing, guys, I'll just say that, something I've told everyone who's working with me on the Big Break, on our media team, on our production team, to everybody who's been involved, they'll hear me say something similar. I always tell them that, we really believe that a project like this, like any kind of business or any kind of production, when it's done right, it should benefit everybody involved. Mm-hmm. And that's what we believe here, is we really want to provide value for not just the people watching, but for every contestant, to helping them hone and develop their craft, to the people who get to be on the show. So to everybody out there, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate your support. We will openly plead to continue to support us on Kickstarter. As Jennifer said, we want to make this as great as a production as we can. We want to benefit our stars as best as we can, and we need your help to do that. So please keep watching. Check out our social media. We'll have a whole bunch of new content coming. We can't wait to see all the cool stuff coming for week 4. So from all of us at the Big Break, break a leg,